and then, no. I don't know if you know.
Okay, real quick question before we move on. Have you ever just ignored your kids' cries because you're like...
No. No, I can't.
Can you do that?
No, because it's really hard to avoid crying through fucking. like, that's... I think that's why I can't be a rapist either. Because if they started crying through it, I'd be like, yeah, the mood's done. Like,
all right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we can't keep this going. Like, I'm real sympathetic. Like, if I was a rapist and they started crying, I'd be like, you all right? You okay?
Do you remember, like, oh, this is... No, I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you later.
Okay, all right. This has already gone down a deep, dark path. Yeah. I don't want to have kids. I don't think I could be a rapist. Weird turn of events.
Yeah, listen, so you went to the birthday party.
Right, after the rape. I went to the birthday party.
All right.
I went to the birthday party with the kids, and of course, all of our friends and family show up, or most of them, because a lot of people still said, we can't make it either because we're not feeling well. I was like,
dude.
I was like, don't worry, I got soldiers at my house down too, like whatever. Right. So I walk in, and my grandma's there. She's very helpful, but at the same time, my grandma, for the most part too, is just like, well, what do you need me to do? And I feel bad, like telling my grandma to do shit. So I'm just like, you're fine, grandma. Just watch this one. I'm like, okay. And she chases Jack around and that kind of thing. But everybody else shows up, and they're like, okay, so what's the plan? I'm like, I don't know. Like, the captain's at home sick, Right. So I'm having to scuttle everything around, and we get there, and luckily, because the bowling alley, you've got the lanes, and then you've got a couple smaller tables out from the lanes.
Right.
And then back behind that, there are these big, like, bars, like bar seats.
Yeah.
Where we've started to stockpile the presents and the cakes and all that.
Yeah.
And everybody's showing up, so what's the plan? And I look out, and most of the lanes are taken up because we didn't think to call ahead and, like, reserve anything. We were just like, we're going to show up there and make it our bitch. And that was when I still thought I was going to have a partner helping me out.
Right.
We get there, and most of the lanes are taken up, except for a couple, and can't exactly, like, barge in there. So, like, But I look back, and they have, like, I wouldn't call it, like, a reserve, but it's the part of the bowling alley where, if they're setting up a birthday party, that would be where it was, because it's like 7 or 8 lanes back there, secluded. And I was like, hey, do we have to pay extra to be back there? And he's like, you'd have to pay extra after 5 o'clock. And I was like, okay, cool, it's 3 now, so we got a couple hours.
Right.
How much is it going to cost now? He's like, oh, it's like $20 to get a lane, and that covers 8 people. I was like, cool, that's not too bad. Let's do that. And then I figured we'd pay $20, get a lane, and we'd be set.
Right.
And then he's like, all right. And then with the shoes added on, I go, wait, what? And he's like, all right, shoes. That's going to come to be about $45. All right, cool. Like, whatever. Like, it's my kid's birthday. Like, let's do this. 45 is fine. Let's do that. So I gave the guy $45, and then I've got to figure out who in our group's bowling. So I chase them down. I send them up there to get shoes. And let's see. Then everybody's like, I'm hungry. Did you have food planned for this thing? No, I brought cake. And they're like, well, everybody's starting to get hungry. What are we doing? So we ordered pizza, and that was another like $15 per pizza. They were giant pizzas though, so I can forgive that, I guess. So we got pizza and everybody, and my wife's texting from the house like every couple minutes. She's like, I hope everybody's having fun. Like, yeah, no, everybody here's crying too, baby. They want you here also. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, good. So she's at the house and super pathetic, and I felt terrible. But, the whole time she's like, are the babies at least having a good time? Yeah, they're fucking fine. And I'm so, like, running around like a crazy person. And then she's still, like, micromanaging from the house. So she's like, it's 4. they haven't eaten yet. It's like, we're working on that right now. She's like, it's 4:15. They haven't opened their presents yet. We got people that need to get back on the road to places if they live far away. It's like, all right, I'm working on it. Thanks. Like, sit at the house, be sick. And we got everything finished, and 5 o'clock rolls around, and that's about the time that everybody's like, all right, I'm heading out. Great birthday party. Have a good one. And I'm like, cool, thanks. I get the babies in the car. The stepson Dominic was there with us, and I'll give him credit. Like, he stuck through most of everything, like getting everything out of the house, like the cupcakes and stuff like that, into the car. He's like, "You want me to throw anything in my car?" I was like, "Yeah, that would be great, thank you." And then did that, and then we get to the bowling alley, do everything, and it's about the time to leave. He's like, "All right, I'm taking off. Do you need anything from me?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Their presents and the cupcakes and stuff that's left over that we need to get out of here. Yeah. I need you to go ahead and take out the car." He's like, "Yeah, no problem. I could probably put most of that into my car." I was like, "Sweet deal. Thanks, man." And I went back to taking care of the kids, and he comes back in. I lost track of the time and all the times I talked to him, but he comes back in one last time. And he's like, "All right, man. If you don't need anything else from me, I'm gonna get out of here." And I was like, "Did you get everything?" He's like, "No. Here, I'll grab one more load on my way out." I was like, "Okay, cool."
Right.
And he walks past me and goes, "Okay, see ya." And I look down in his hand. He's carrying one solitary, like, single small bag. Right. A bag that was big enough to fit in his glove compartment.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, shit. Like, he's got everything else. He took out probably 25% of everything that we had for the kids. And a lot of people are like, all right, so 25% of a lot? And it's like, no. Well, I'm not saying that we didn't have a lot of stuff. My kids made a good haul.
Right.
But my stepson took out, like,
4 presents.
Yeah, the small thing. He drives an SUV.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. It's a smaller SUV, but it's got plenty of space in it.
Right.
But he took out, like, 2 or 3 bags and was like, all right, I'm done. Have a good one.
I'll take one more thing.
Right, and then he fucked off.
One more load.
Yeah, right. So
it's a gift card.
Yeah, right. He's like, all right, got all the heavy stuff. See ya. And then, sure as shit, he got out. So I got the kids into the car and got everybody put away, and everybody's leaving the bowling alley, get back to the house, and my wife's like right there by the door. She's like, "How was it?" Like, "It was good, baby. It was good. It was fine." Got in the house. She goes, "I saw Dominic. He didn't bring very much in." I was like, "Yeah, I could have fucking told you that." and got the babies inside, and we put like a blanket over Trish, and the kids kept trying to climb on her, but she's like, "I can't. I love you guys, but I can't." So I'm scooping the babies from her, and we had our friend Val over, and she watched the Royal Rumble with us, for as much as I could take before I like started dozing off.
Right.
And she's like, "I'm gonna take off and let you guys rest." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I've been awake the whole time. Like, we're good."
Right.
Meanwhile, I'd doze out for 20 minutes, and they're like, "Brandon, are you still watching?" I'm like, "What? Yeah, I saw everything. It was a good match." And they're like, "Whose match was it?" I was like, I fell asleep. So, that was my Sunday. And then since then, wife was sick all day Monday, so I had to call in sick because she couldn't take care of the kids. So I quarantined her, and I stayed home Monday night to watch the kids. And
good. Then
Tuesday came around, and she was feeling slightly better, but Rowan was sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, so Jack went to the sitter, but Rowan did not. And then I went to work Tuesday night, and then Wednesday, I had to stay home with Jack because he was sick. And then today he's not feeling good, so just all week long, I'm like, I just sleep, people, sleep. I would like it.
Right.
And my wife messaged me today. She's like, just for the last week you've had and how much of a rock you've been for us, I want to get you something. So think about what you want, and I'll get it for you. And and like in my head, I'm like, that's pretty sweet, but like that's my job. Like that's your dad. Like, and so I sent her back a message. I was like, he's my son, you're my daughter, or she's my daughter, you're my daughter wife. I was like, he's my son, she's my daughter, you're my wife. Like, I'm supposed to do this. Like, I'm supposed to take care of you. I'm supposed to, if you're sick or hurt, I'm supposed to be there for you until you are no longer one of those things.
Yeah, that's part of like the vows, right?
Yeah,
like that's what you guys are supposed to say.
Yeah, and I'm not doing it and like thinking sweet deal, and then I'm gonna get that $50 Visa gift card that I've always wanted.
Right.
Like, this is why I do it. So, and she's been messaging me all day like, no, I gotta get you something. Tell me what you want. Like, I don't know. Like,
just some snuggles with my wife.
Right, old not sick snuggles. Like, that'd be okay.
Hell yeah.
So I've been fighting her on that all day. Like, I don't want anything. Like, be cool. Like, I'm just I'm good. Maybe when we're not sick and the babies are sleeping all the way through the night, like, come get some of this.
Right.
Like that's about it. That's all I got. But no, I yeah. So there's all that. And I've also accepted a new job.
Nice, congratulations.
Yeah. So
where's that at?
Well, I'll leave it off the podcast for now. But my hours are going to change a little bit.
Nice.
So I'll still be third shift.
Ooh.
But I'll be going in at midnight.
Yep.
And getting off at 8. So no more of this, like, go in at 9 p.m. and get off when the fuck ever.
Right.
Because for those of you out there that don't know, like, I would go in at 9 p.m. and there's a possibility that it's a short night and I'm out at, like, 2 or 3 in the morning.
Right.
But then there's other nights where I go in at 9 p.m. and I'm possibly getting out at 11 a.m. the next day. So...
It's no good.
Yeah, so it's kind of a toss-up, and that's kind of shitty to walk into.
Right.
Thinking that, oh, like, nobody else did their job, so you've got to do extra.
Right.
And every day I'm like, I got babies, man. I got shit to do.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you knew that when you signed up for this job. I didn't know that you fuckers would be like, all right, you might be here tonight for 4 hours or 11.
Right.
Like, so be prepared for that. That's kind of a big fucking gap.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, bro. Like I'm not.
I don't even really know
like
math that well, but
yeah,
like 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Right.
6 hours that's
a big fucking difference.
Right.
So, but this job, they're like, no, we won't ask you to stay over. You'll come in at midnight. You'll leave at 8.
Yeah.
Like, sweet fucking deal. I'm down.
It's good.
And like, there's tips involved and
nice.
And all that shit. So, like, I'm down. I'm ready for that shit. So yeah, that's life in a nutshell now.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Well, so that's why we didn't get together the past few weeks. Life happens sometimes. We've never talked about it, but if you haven't figured it out, we do not get paid for this. This is purely for our own enjoyment and satisfaction, and just to keep our brains a little creative. So, if anybody
we
try
out
to do
there,
it every week, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah. So if anybody out there is like, doesn't think that we're interesting enough, or like, why aren't you guys, doing this every week like you promised and all this shit? We try, but life gets in the way. Yeah. We're not getting paid to do this. We've still got to...
If you start paying us, though, we will do this faithfully every week.
Right. We've got to pay more attention to our 9 to 5s, because that is what pays the bills. This does not. This is more or less just mental exercise. This is
absolutely
having a conversation. And where I work,